What is up, YouTube? It's Twinn here, and welcome back to Gaming with Twinn, Age of Empires. Today we're going to be continuing through the single-player campaign on the hardest difficulty possible. We're actually going to be continuing the Ascent of Egypt learning campaign, and right now we're on mission number 4, the Dawn of a New Age. So we're up to 6000 BC now, and as you can see down here, our territory has expanded a little bit. We have this newly acquired territory, and our scenario instructions read that exploration and contact with other cultures has brought new ideas to Egypt. You are learning new skills, including new technologies for fishing. Advance your culture to the Tool Age to gain access to even better skills and capabilities. So yeah, the whole objective of our mission today is to advance to the Tool Age. Unfortunately, we're not going to have an opponent for this mission. This is going to be another pretty simplistic scenario, but that's alright. We're just going to rock and roll through these missions. So the first thing I'm going to do is assign my 3 villagers to wood, and the goal of the mission is to advance from the Stone Age to the Tool Age. And if you're not familiar with the Empires franchise, basically each game has a series of ages that you progress to, and each new age unlocks new buildings, new units, new weapons, improvements, and what have you. So our whole goal today is to advance to the Tool Age. Now this is going to require a few things. The first thing it's going to require are 2 Stone Age buildings, which we'll need to build, and will also require 500 food. So we're going to be focusing on food production today. Thankfully, the scenario has introduced one more subtle complexity to the game. It's introduced the option to fish. So my plan right now, the first thing I'm doing is I'm having my 3 starter villagers gather wood. If they can gather 100 wood, we can build a dock. And once a dock is built, we'll be able to build fishing ships, and those ships should be able to go and gather fish from the sea that will contribute to our food supply, and then we can pump out more villagers and more fishing ships, and we can get the 500 food required to advance to the Tool Age. So yeah, that's pretty much the whole basis of this mission. This is another kind of simple one. I'm a little disappointed at how slow the campaign is progressing, but I do understand this is the first game in their entire franchise. So, let's see here, is that our 100? Yep, we've got our 100 wood. Let's have this guy build a dock. We'll build it right here. This is going to count as our first Stone Age building as well. But yeah, this is the first game in their franchise, so, and I'm not exactly sure how old the real-time strategy game is for PC, but this had to be one of the early ones, so I'm sure it was very important to get everybody up to speed on the mechanics of the game. And this does a good job of teaching you how the game works. It's just a little slow in the building up for my tastes. But nonetheless, we have a dock going. We've got people gathering wood still. Almost there. Hopefully we'll have plenty of wood to at least build 1 fishing ship. Let's see. A fishing boat is 50 wood. That is perfect. We're going to have you get back on wood production. And now every 50 wood, instead of pumping out a villager for 50 food, we'll be able to pump out a boat for 50 wood. So this is particularly useful if you need... Wait, which one did I hit? Hope I hit the right one. Let's just stop it. There we go. Alright, so this is particularly useful if you don't have a large supply of meat, so you can't continue to produce villagers to gather more and more food, but you do have a supply of wood in the region. You can actually, basically, what the fishing dock, what the Egyptian dock lets you do, is instead of turning food into villagers, which gather more food, you can turn the dock, you can turn wood into fishing boats, which gather food for you. So that's pretty nice, and then that food in turn can produce more villagers. So we'll start right here, gathering fish and boosting up our food supply. We need more houses. Alright, good thing we have wood. Oh yeah, this takes 1 population just like a villager does. So we're gonna have you over here build a house. This should increase our population cap to 8. I think the fishing boat actually gathers meat a little slowly. I think it might be slower than villager gathering meat from, say, an animal, but I guess it is what it is. Alright, we've got our house built. We can now build another fishing boat to add to our fleet, and we're gonna have this guy go back to gathering wood. I guess we could have someone scout out the island. That might be a little useful, but first we're going to need to gather some meat to produce some more villagers, so we can get our economy going faster and faster. There we go. What's really nice is that this little fishing spot is right next to the dock, so my first fishing boat is able to deposit his meat immediately after collecting the 15 that he's capable of. Tuna. What is this? Shore fishing. So I wonder if that says shore fishing, if a villager would be able to just fish it. I guess so, yep. That's kind of cool. I'm going to keep you on wood, though. And we've just about got the 50 meat required for another villager. It's our population at 5 right now, out of the 8 that we can hold. Yep. That's right. And as soon as we drop off one more shipment of meat, we're going to have the 50 meat required for a new villager. And we'll go start exploring the island a little bit. Make this just a little bit more interesting. Awesome. Alright, so we're going to need another Stone Age building, and I'm fairly sure we can just build a granary or storage pit. Here, what we'll probably do is go look for some other source of food, so that we can start collecting food faster and get to the tool age faster. I'll have you come with. And we'll build a granary so that we don't have to walk all the way back to there with our food. Sounds like the logical thing to do. We've got 2 on wood production, 2 on food, and we're going to be boosting our food production as fast as we possibly can. Oh, we found an elephant. Interesting. I wonder if our 2 villagers are tough enough to take on the elephant. This isn't necessarily a giant supply of food either. It's 300 meat. I don't know if that's worth building the granary. We definitely want to collect it. I guess we can start building. Let's keep exploring before we just decide to build the granary here. We definitely have enough food for another villager. We have enough wood for another fishing boat. Let's go ahead and do that. It may be that this map is pretty devoid of food, so that we have to use fishing as our primary source of gathering food. Well, and seeing as we only need 500 food to end the scenario, I guess 300 is a nice little chunk. Alright, you convinced me. We'll go ahead and build a granary. We'll build it right here. We've got our new fishing boat. It's not gathering anything right now. And let's go find some fish. Hey. Fish for whale. It's kind of exciting. Alright, we're doing it. We're using a little net there to fish for whale. You have to tell me how that goes. Alright, we've got our granary built. That's our second Stone Age building out of 2. Now we're going to have a little fun here. We're going to see how 2 villagers do against an elephant. Oh, it's dying pretty slowly. Let's run. Oh, it's gonna kill him. It's gonna kill him. We gotta run away. Nope, we lost a villager. Man down. We're gonna have to regroup. Alright, let's pump out another one. That ended relatively quickly. Alright, we're gonna need help here. Everybody assemble. Alright, let's see if 4 is enough to bring down an elephant. 2 is obviously not enough. That elephant was about to make short work of our 2 poor little hunters. Let's try again. Poor guy. I think that might be my first casualty of the game. There we go. Alright, so whichever 2 of you are holding resources, neither, I guess it might drop them. Here's you, and you collect meat. You guys can go back to collecting wood. Actually, all we need is meat right now. Everybody collects meat. Between these 3 fishing ships and these 4 guys collecting meat from the elephant, we should be able to hit the 500 meat mark and to advance to the Tool Age. And this is going to unlock some new buildings for us. Hopefully the new buildings will be able to create some new units for us. I'm hoping that we get some military buildings going, which should make this game a lot more interesting. And I guess that's the key here. I believe that the Tool Age is the first age in which you're able to build, I don't know if it's called a barracks or what, but a building that allows you to create military units. These guys are not going to the granary to drop off their elephant, and it's saddening me a little bit because I thought that was the point of a granary, to be a drop-off point for meat. It's interesting. If I read the description for a granary, it doesn't have it here. Very interesting. I'll definitely be looking into that. Do they need a storage pit? Here, just for funsies, we're gonna build a storage pit nearby. Not enough wood, 120 wood required. Alright, well we will test this before this mission concludes, to be sure. Definitely want to make sure that we are being as efficient as possible. Alright, so we'll just have one guy gather some more wood. And once we hit 120, we'll build ourselves a storage pit over here and see if the villagers decide to drop off the meat there. See, I thought in the previous mission that we had them gather from the berry bushes and that they dropped the food off at a granary. But I guess I could be mistaken. I guess a storage pit could, but I don't know what the point of a granary would be then. And perhaps animal meat is different from the meat from a berry bush, but it doesn't make too much sense. Regardless, we're already almost at 400 meat, so we'll have our experiment before we finish the game. Because why not, right? I mean, you guys are watching Age of Empires with no combat, so you obviously have nothing better to do, right? No, I'm just kidding. Thank you so much for watching my channel. I'm hoping that these pick up pretty soon. The Age of Empires franchise can be very, very exciting, but tutorials are, you know, they're tutorials. Okay, we've got 118. Alright, so he'll drop off enough wood to build the storage pit, and we can solidify our experiment. Just go drop that off. Awesome. Alright, so sir, I need you to build one storage pit, please. And then we'll see if this guy we'll see where he decides to drop off his meat. Perfect. Alright, we've got a storage pit and a granary right next to you guys. Let's see what your AI decides to do. Storage pit. That's it. Alright, good to know. Animal meat is stored at the storage pit. I'm gonna go back and watch the previous mission where we collected meat from the berry bush, and I'm gonna find out if I built a granary there and if we delivered it to the granary or not. But for right now, we do have the 2 Stone Age buildings. We have the dock, we have actually 3, the storage pit and the granary, and we have the 500 food required, so we are going to advance to the Tool Age, and that's just going to take a little bit of time. Alright, we need some more wood. Oh no, I had him deposit wood. I didn't command him to continue working, so... How is he supposed to know what to do without me explicitly telling him, right? Well, this has been another relatively slow and uneventful mission, but we've learned how the age system works, taught us how to advance to the Tool Age, and hopefully the next mission should have some combat now. I still think it's pretty crazy that we fish whale with a little net over there. So much realism, Ensemble Studios. Almost halfway to the Tool Age. This music just got crazy on us. I don't think I've heard this track yet. This makes me feel like I'm playing an Egyptian version of The Legend of Zelda or something like that. Every so often this game just throws me a new one. Oh, they're out of elephant. I am so sorry for any animal rights people out there that are sad that I just killed a virtual elephant. That's my bad. 70%. We're almost done with the mission. Let's go explore. Let's see what's over here. I'm curious if there was potentially more food or something like that. I love how, oh yes, there was another elephant. I love how the AI knew to walk around. Awesome. We successfully advanced to the Tool Age. Alright, so the outcome. The prehistoric Egyptians moved into the Tool Age and successfully kept up with the technology advances because of their location. The river and the nearby coast were natural trade routes for desirable commodities, and ideas traveled as well. The combination of rich lands and good trade was a foundation for the Egyptian expansion that was to come. Interesting. Alright, so our economy was 80 here. Yes, we survived. Technology was 52. 232 is a final score. Well, that about wraps up this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'm sorry that Dawn of a New Age was another kind of uneventful scenario, but next week's mission is entitled Skirmish, and that implies combat. So these scenarios should start to become more complex and more interesting, and should involve a large amount of combat in the very near future. If you liked what you saw today, don't forget to hit that like button, and make sure you subscribe so you never miss the latest content from Twinnrova Gaming. Thank you guys so much, and I hope to see you next time on Gaming with Twinn, Age of Empires.